નમસ્કાર, હું છું કાજલ ઓઝા વૈદ્ય અને તમારે માટે લઈને આવી છું અનોખા ઇન્ટરવ્યૂઝની ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ સિરીઝ. શું છે આ ઇન્ટરવ્યૂઝ? આઇકોન આરએમસીની કોન્ક્રીટ ટોક્સ. આ કોન્ક્રીટ ટોક્સ કોની સાથે છે? આ એવા આઇકોન્સ સાથે છે જે લોકોએ અમદાવાદ શહેરને નવો જુદો ચહેરો આપ્યો છે. આ અર્બન ફેબ્રિક પર જેમના સિગ્નેચર્સ છે, જેમણે સ્કાયલાઇન આપી છે આ શહેરને, જેમણે આ જમીનના ટુકડા ટુકડા પર સુંદર શિલ્પ કંડાર્યા છે. એવા કેટલાય લોકો જે આર્કિટેક્ટ્સ છે, ડેવલપર્સ છે, બિઝનેસમેન છે અને એમણે આ શહેરમાં લોકોને ઘર આપ્યા છે, વ્યવસાય માટેની જગ્યા આપી છે. એમના વિચારો, એમનો સંઘર્ષ, એમણે કઈ રીતે આ ડિઝાઇનનો વિચાર કર્યો અને કઈ રીતે આવનારા દિવસોમાં અમદાવાદને જુએ છે, આ બધી વાત કરીશું એમની સાથે. તો આજે આ પહેલા એપિસોડમાં આપણે મળવાના છીએ એક એવી વ્યક્તિને જે યુવાન છે. એમની યુવાનીની સાથે એમણે આ શહેરને એક સાવ નવો વિચાર આપ્યો છે. He decided to give a complete new name to the road and he has come with an idea of perfection in the building. એક જમીનના ટુકડાને એના ઉપર ગમે તેવું મકાન બાંધીને વેડફી ન શકાય એવું માને છે. એમને જમીનનું મૂલ્ય છે, કિંમત નહીં. તો ચાલો મળીએ દુષ્યંત ગોસ્વામીને. ગુડ ટુ સી.
Thank you so much.
એન્ડ ધ ફર્સ્ટ થિંગ, this building is phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you
your
so much.
office is
Pleasure.
very good.
Pleasure. Pleasure is
એટલે
all mine.
જેલસી થઈ જાય એવી ઓફિસ છે. અને જે રીતે આ જગ્યાનો તમે ઉપયોગ કર્યો છે, આઈ એમ શ્યોર યુ લવ ધી લાર્જર સ્પેસીસ એન્ડ લોંગ
Absolutely.
ધીસ થિંગ એન્ડ
But એક વસ્તુ હું કહીશ, it's not even just about the larger spaces, but we like something which is much more subtle, much more calm, and something which we always keep on telling people that your interiors, your work, and your architecture, or whatever it is, whatever you
Yes.
do, should be timeless. જે તમને આજે ગમે છે,
Classic.
તમને કાલે ગમે છે, તમને 10 વર્ષ પછી પણ ગમે છે, તમને
I agree.
હંમેશા ગમે છે. It doesn't ever fade out, you know.
આઈ અગ્રી, આઈ સો મચ અગ્રી. કારણ કે તમે આ ઓફિસમાં દાખલ થાવ ને તો તમને એક ફિલિંગ એવી આવે છે કે સુધિંગ કલર્સની સાથે જગ્યાનો રાઈટ ઉપયોગ કર્યો છે. અને સેમ થિંગ ઇન યોર બિલ્ડિંગ.
Absolutely.
સો ધ ફર્સ્ટ એન્ડ ઇનિશિયલ ક્વેશ્ચન આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ બિગિન વિથ, વેર ડીડ યુ ગેટ યોર ડિઝાઇન્સ ફ્રોમ?
Okay, when we started this building, I'll talk about this project.
Please do.
Stellar. It was in 2016 જ્યારે આ પ્રોજેક્ટનું અમે લોકોએ શરૂઆત કરી. That time when I had this piece of land, I would not say that it was very easy for me. To do a very easy thing was for me to probably build something which was much more easier, which was
Quicker.
much more quicker, and which did not give me any challenge. We are a lot of people who are developing spaces here, and a lot of architects, and there are some brilliant architects in Ahmedabad. એવું નહીં કહીશ કે અમદાવાદમાં
આર યુ એન
architect છે.
આર્કિટેક્ટ?
I am not an architect. I'm a developer. I am a self-taught developer from my father, and I'm still learning because learning never stops. Till the
No,
age
because
of
your building shows that maybe the elevation and the design is like some person who has painted the...
True. You know, when we started this project, the first and the foremost thing was I want to do something different. How I will do, I was absolutely not sure about it. કોણે લાઈસ જ્યાં ત્યાં થશે એ મને ખબર નહોતી. Right from naming this building to
So I'll stop you here.
Yeah.
Why the name Stella? You are
Okay.
a Christopher Nolan lover?
I am definitely, absolutely, 100%. I would not deny that fact.
Hardcore fan.
Hardcore fan, absolutely.
So what do you like in him?
That
His work.
niche and that thoroughness in his work with each and every single thing that he does in his movie. It's not only about Christopher Nolan. It is also about all those people associated with Christopher Nolan and how he picturizes the entire drama that we see on the big screen.
So how he visualizes the whole thing.
Everything
as
is
a- as
about
a-
visualization.
And it is timeless.
Everything. I think every business is about visualization.
I agree.
It all depends upon how you market, how you brand your product. I think that's very important.
I agree with you. So as a second generation
True.
Developer, I'll not call you a builder. You are not. So as a second generation developer, you just got it in a way ready.
True.
So right from childhood, you have seen this business, you have seen it happening, you have seen the struggle of the business. What made you decide that you want to join this business?
In my last semester of engineering. So I've done my
So what-
electrical and
hey.
electronic engineering. I'm not a civil engineer by profession. I still remember my mom telling me and my father telling me that, civil engineering, you should do something else because this is our business. I can always teach you this, or you can probably get to learn a lot of things on the field if you do this, but do something different and study something different. You might want to diversify into something different.
So they did not want you to do civil.
It is not about they did not want me to do civil, but they always thought that if you can diversify, you should and you must probably study something else.
This is so unique.
Absolutely.
Generally all parents wish કે એ જ લાઈનમાં આવે
100%.
આટલું બધું તૈયાર કરેલું છે તારે શું કામ
Absolutely.
બીજું
But
કંઈ
they have a
કરવું?
very different mindset to this entire thing. If you can probably diversify yourself, this is there already. But you can probably diversify into something else and probably create something else also. But maru એવું હતું when I was in my last semester of engineering, I still remember my mother's words. She said that, right now the only thing that you have to do is to start going to office and habituate yourself of sitting at office for 8 hours straight. Just go to office with your father.
I completely agree.
8 કલાક ખાલી ત્યાં આગળ બેસ, કંઈ જ કામ નથી કરવાનું, પણ ખાલી બેસ ત્યાં આગળ, તને જેમ એ આદત લાગશે 8 કલાક બેસવાની. That's exactly what happened to me.
Discipline of working.
Discipline of working, yes. So I used to take my dad, we used to go to the office every day. I had no absolute work, but still I used to sit with him, see what is happening, શું ચાલી રહ્યું છે, મને ગમી રહ્યું છે, નથી ગમી રહ્યું. And I think in couple of months I was absolutely there. I mean, they didn't have to tell me if I wanted to go to the office because I already started doing something. And I
Very
wanted to start doing something.
Very interesting. So which was your first project?
My first project was a plotted development, which is called 64 Park Avenue. So એ મારો પહેલો project હતો because again 12 years back there was again one boom of plotted development જ્યારે બહુ ચાલી રહ્યું હતું. And I told that, we have this piece of land which is lying there, and I think I want to do this plotted development and a farmhouse project and everything. And the one thing that I was always want to say that the only reason that I have probably done good till far, I would not say successful or whatever, because success is in the head. I think
Also success has different
it
perception.
has different perspectives, absolutely. But whatever I've learned till now is because he's given me that liberty of making mistakes. He's given me that liberty to probably go and do something that you want to do. And I've made mistakes. I would never deny, because everybody should make mistakes at those early age, because that's how you exactly learn.
So you were talking about the naming.
About naming this building. So initially it was not called the Stella. The first name that we had put across was the address.
Oh.
Our logos and everything was done. And I'm very picky and finicky about, I think, minute of the details in terms of how my logo should look like, how the background should be, each and every single thing. I also, with my branding agency, we sat down and we designed the logo of terming the address at the SBR. And that time my branding team was telling me that, that what exactly do you mean by SBR? I mean, we understand Sindhu Bhavan Road, but this is a very cliche term that you're trying to put across. I said that no. When I look at NYC, which is New York City, when you see BKC, which is Bandra Kurla Complex, I mean, it'll be weird if I call this the address at Sindhu Bhavan Road. And SBR sounds very cool and very nice. Let's give it a
And
shot.
very modern.
And let's give it a shot. I mean, what else could happen? We could probably just fail. And we put that thing in our logo itself. So it says the address at SBR. While we were 2 months away from launching the project, there's somebody who told me that there's already a project which is called the address, which is launched at SG Highway.
Okay.
So we canned the entire idea and we were just looking for names, and I was just reading something where I came across this word called Stella. Very honestly, I did not knew the meaning of Stella. I went to the Google and it absolutely made sense. So Stella is a star. Stella means outstanding performance. Stella. And it just made so much sense of terming this project at Stella at SBR. And that's how the entire
Thing
name
came
from.
up.
Yes.
So in these many years, how many years have you joined your business?
It's my 12th year now.
So in 12 years, how do you see you have made difference in the business?
So predominantly, our entire business has been 85% land business and 25% of construction. When I joined the business, obviously, when somebody who is probably dealing more into lands would want to probably deal more into lands, because that's an entire different ball game than probably doing a construction. When I joined the business, I had a vision and a passion to create something, because that feeling when you create something, when you see your buildings are up and you keep on seeing your buildings and people use your buildings, you're probably selling a dream to somebody. You're
Yes.
selling a dream home to somebody. You're selling a workspace to somebody. You're selling a space where people can probably have their own retail space or whatever it is.
You're selling a breathing space to someone.
And that's an entire, it's a different feeling. It's nowhere correlated to money. Trust me.
I believe
And that's how I completely focus myself more into construction and creating something different. If something excites me, is how we construct, or else we're very happy where we are.
So you are known for your designs,
True.
unique designs.
True.
How do you get these ideas of designs?
With one point thing of always doing something different. Like I said earlier, if I had to make a simple building, I can't just make a
But
normal glass
how do you
facade building.
find this difference? What is that one difference that you
If I don't find,
choose?
if while planning, while on the planning stage, if I don't see that this building has a one end or another end which is a crazy looking structure, I don't think I can make something. So what we do is, while we are doing our facade, while we are doing our floor plans, let go of the FSI, let go of whatever it takes, but I always want to create that one unique structure where somebody sees that structure and says that, okay, this is Suvidha Project's project.
So Suvidha
Suvidha is a brand name.
Suvidha, yeah, Suvidha is your brand name.
Yes.
And you have come up all these ways
True.
with your dad, and then you coming in, and you handpick the piece of land.
True.
You choose this SBR story, as you told me. So how do you decide that which project is going to be on which piece of land? What is that in your mind which lets you say yes to that project?
So obviously you market study a lot before you put up a project, because as everybody knows that it's not very easy just to put up a project, you know. So you market survey that project, you see how much, what is the requirement of that particular land in that vicinity. If it's a residential project, if it's a commercial project, what exactly gives you a better benefit in that project. And that's how we probably think ahead what to do and what not to do.
As a designer, which is the other reality companies or real estate companies that you think are good, or if you think that
So I follow this one brand in Bangalore, which is called Total Environment. And since years I've been following that brand, and it's a group of people, and a huge group of people, and two architects also who are a part of this team.
so what is so
And
good about it?
so the kind of work that they do, it's very simple aesthetically, it's very clean, neat. And if you look at them, the 2 3 materials that they play around, each and every single building is only played around those 2 to 3 other materials, you know. But the way they conceptualize the entire project and the way they finish the entire project is something that I always keep on looking upon.
So what is your dream project?
So I love this building in Singapore, which is called the Interlace. You know, there are different stacks of building, how each and every building is stacked on each other. The FSI norms and everything here does not really permit us to do that, because there'll be a lot of, I think I'll make a huge loss if I launch a project like that. I'll not be earning any money. But yeah, that's like a dream project, because I want to do something which is very challenging to me. I want to do something which is very different. I can't really build something
Different
which is,
from what?
in terms of looking. When you look at a building, if I want to look my building 5 years from now, it should look crazy. That's what exactly means to me. It shouldn't be a plain facade building, you know.
So how long do you think you take to build a project?
Conceptualizing, I take a lot of time. I think I at least take 6 to 8 months just to conceptualize a project.
So
To
don't
at least
people
go on a
get
floor.
bored waiting for your yes and okays?
No, it's with the architects. So me, my architect, the structure team, the engineering team, each and every single one, it takes like 6 to 8 months process.
So how do you explain your dream to your architect?
Well, it's a. I mean, we both discuss a lot about floor plans. We both discuss a lot about the FSI. We both discuss a lot about the kind of elements and the uniqueness that we want to create in this project. You know.
So because when you think something, જ્યારે આપણે વિચારીએ કે મને આવું બિલ્ડિંગ બનાવવું છે, તો પછી એમાં સરકારી નિયમો હોય,
બધી જ
FSI
વસ્તુ,
હોય,
બધી વસ્તુ.
તમારે કાયદા પાડવા પડે, તમારે આ કરવું પડે, તમને બીયુ લેતા પહેલા પણ સવાલો આવીને ઊભા રહે, તમારા સ્ટ્રક્ચરમાં ડક્ટાઇલ છે કે નહીં, આટલા સાડી આટલું આમ, એટલે કાયદામાં રહીને ડ્રીમ પ્રોજેક્ટ ક્રિએટ કરવું.
એટલે કાયદામાં રહીને you have to curtail somewhere on your FSI. You have to let go of little bit of your money or whatever it is, but you can probably sell premium, is what we imagine, you know. Like what we think is that we don't really want to compete with anybody out here. I want to keep on competing with myself. If my last project was challenging, I want my next project to be more challenging to me.
challenging.
So that's my always my one thing, that I don't want to really compete and be out in the market and sell at the same rates. I could probably selling at different
But if
rates.
there is no competition, don't you think there is no
No,
growth?
a healthy competition is important, but if I keep on competing with others, I won't be able to create my creativity. and that won't shine out actually. I'll be doing the same thing that others are doing.
You think Ahmedabad is growing too fast and too wild?
I think Ahmedabad is growing at the perfect stage because that is what it was needed 10 years back. If you look at other metro cities, we are still at a stage where Ahmedabad is very cheap. But in terms of design, aesthetics, and infrastructure, if you look at Ahmedabad, it is brilliant. It is outstanding, and there's so much of scope. The city has now started expanding, which it should have probably certain years back.
Certainly. And now that SBR is so big,
Absolutely.
what is next that you have in mind?
Next in mind, I think this entire area where I think Rachada, Palodia, that entire section is going to boom, and it's already the development and everything. All the development plans and everything are in process. So we see a lot of migration happening that side of the entire area.
What are your hobbies besides making
I love
designs?
singing. I love singing. That is one thing that's a passion. Obviously, I'm a very bad singer, but yeah, I love singing. I love working out. I love traveling. Scuba diving. Yes, I can't miss out on scuba diving. These are certain passions, certain hobbies that I love.
So, how many breaks do you take a year?
At least 3 to 4. It depends on.
Is that to prevent your burnout?
100%. Like to de-stress. Everybody needs to de-stress themselves, You either go work out to de-stress, like locally, how do you de-stress yourself in a day? You probably
How many
go.
hours do you work out?
It's probably 1 hour, sometimes 1.5 hours.
And when you work out, do you, while working out, also think designs?
No, while working up, only my music and it's me. That's it.
No, because you can't get rid
Because
of the.
because no, if you keep on thinking about work 24/7, you're not de-stressing yourself. So you go to the gym.
So,
to
how do you
de-stress
get
yourself.
rid of that thought?
You just
If
go.
the young generation who are passionate about something, they just cannot get rid of that very thought.
Sometimes you have to switch off and switch on. That's a
So
balance.
how do you do that?
You have to balance out yourself because at those 1.5 hours, 2 hours, you have to forget about each and every single thing that's going to happen. Yeah, what can happen is sometimes what I do is while I'm working out, I plan my day ahead. What's going to happen? How many meetings do I have? Whom all people do I have to call to the office? Which other people are to be taken follow-ups? So that also helps you. That's also de-stressing yourself because you plan out in such a peace mind, and those peace hours that helps you actually plan your day very well.
How many hours do you keep away from your mobile?
I'll say very less. Very less. Trust me.
So don't you think even this social media and mobiles and the everything that around us, television and radios, and that also bother us a lot?
It hampers us 100%. I would say that. So there's pros and cons to everything. Like say for example, the application that I always have on my phone is Pinterest. Is because I love design so much, and it's not only about the architectural designs. I love interior design so much, the landscape, different interior designers' work. It helps us seeing and refer to a lot of different things.
Agreed.
So there's a pro to it and there's a con to it. If you're actually just on a social media, probably not doing anything, then probably it hampers you.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Oh, I would love house progressive, techno. I love Indian classical. So those are the kind of genres that I actually love listening to.
When you are in the business, when you are in your working hours, what do you think is completely non-negotiable? This
Quality.
is something I can't compromise with.
Quality, 100%. I would give up my money for quality. I don't even see money when I do the interiors of my buildings.
Is it because you are a second generation?
It's probably I'm given that freedom also, I think. And I think now they trust me. Like my parents trust me, my father trusts me on the kind of work that I do. So I don't think so that I'm questionable for anything.
So whom will you give all this credit of your creativity, your passion, your balanced mind, and your such designed?
My parents, obviously, because giving somebody freedom.
So what are those very basic things that you look back or retrospectively go back and think, okay, these are the things which were given to me in my childhood and this are coming back now?
Make mistakes, you'll fail. But when you get up, don't make those mistakes again. This is one thing from my parents. Amna age che, at a younger age, make as many as mistakes you want to. We are there for you. But you shouldn't repeat your mistake the second time. That's foolishness.
Very interesting. So how do you look at Ahmedabad now? You have been growing up as a child here. You've seen Ahmedabad changing. You have seen Ahmedabad becoming a metro. And how do you think Ahmedabad has changed?
Ahmedabad has changed phenomenally.
No, just
in
not
in
just
terms of
about
in terms of 10 years,
buildings.
if I tell you, a lot of people, I mean, how many of us know that how many people have migrated in Ahmedabad? If you look at South Bhopal area, look at Shela area, these people have huge amount of cosmopolitan crowd which is staying there, we've never imagined probably certain areas and certain pockets in Ahmedabad getting developed in such a way that probably now we are almost trying to feel that it's a mini Bombay, because a person who's staying at South Bhopal is never going to probably go to Maninagar. Like that's the oldest city.
Actually,
That's the oldest city. When is the last time that you went to Maninagar?
actually, I believe you.
Exactly. So this Ahmedabad is exactly becoming like Bombay. It's developing so fast, it's developing so rapidly. And I consider Ahmedabad as the hotspot for the real estate investments in India right now, is what my take on it is.
You think this is India's moment?
100%.
And
Absolutely.
why would
Absolutely.
you? And why would you say that?
All over the news, if you look at it, all the top companies in the world really want to come to India and set up their business in India, want to set up their manufacturing units in India. It's a reason because our GDP is absolutely brilliant. Our Prime Minister is outstandingly powerful and has been outshining India all over the world. So I think it's absolutely the best time for people to come to India, invest in India, and India is still going to shine.
Did you have an opportunity to go abroad and study and settle down? Were you given that?
I had an opportunity, but I did not really want it to go. I had an opportunity to probably go and further continue with my MBA. But I think that, again, I mean, I wanted to get into business at a very early age. I think, again, everything has a pros and cons.
I believe.
Everything.
Do you love pets?
Yeah, I have a pet. Is called Bruno. He's a beagle, 8-year-old.
Oh, wonderful.
Our first kid.
Oh, wonderful. So, if Bruno can speak,
Yeah.
what do you think he'll tell you?
Oh, I think he'll say that my daddy coolest.
So, this was our first and interesting session with Dushyant Goswami in ICON RMC's Concrete Talks. Now, we'll go to the second session. આ બીજા સેશનમાં હું એમને આપીશ એક શબ્દ. એ છે આઇકોનિક ટેક. એક શબ્દ આપીશ અને એ શબ્દ સાંભળીને એમના મનમાં સૌથી પહેલાં શું વિચાર આવે છે એ આપશે રિએક્શન. તો હવે જઈએ સેકન્ડ સેશનમાં. આઇકોન આરએમસીના આઇકોનિક ટેકમાં જે છે આઇકોનનો વિચાર. વી આર વિથ દુષ્યંત ગોસ્વામી. તો દુષ્યંતભાઈ, હું તમને એક શબ્દ આપીશ. એ શબ્દ સાંભળીને તમારા મનમાં સૌથી પહેલો વિચાર શું આવે છે? યુ ડોન્ટ હેવ ટાઈમ.
Okay.
યુ વિલ ઇમિડિયેટલી હેવ ટુ રિએક્ટ.
Okay.
રાઈટ? વી બિગિન.
Sure.
અહેમદાબાદ.
Vibrant.
Architecture.
Zaha Hadid.
You have to tell my audience what does it mean.
Zaha Hadid, one of the legendary architects of the world. She's no more, but I think crazy. I mean, nobody can be Zaha Hadid, I think.
Entrepreneurship.
Risk ability of making losses in life, but still making profits out of something.
Travel.
Is love,
And love.
is passion.
Happiness.
Find the smallest of the things.
Success.
Do not get in head. It's a part and parcel of life.
Nepotism.
Exists, but does not really help you be successful.
I agree. Innovation.
It's the key to success.
Pet.
Bruno,
Design.
it's love.
અને હવે આપણે જઈશું ત્રીજા સેક્શન તરફ. આ ત્રીજું સેક્શન બહુ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ એ રીતે છે કે તમને મળશે આઇકોનિક જવાબો આઇકોનિક સવાલોના. આઇકોન આરએમસીનું આ કોન્ક્રીટ ટોક્સનું ત્રીજું સેક્શન. તો દુષ્યંતભાઈ, હું તમને પૂછીશ એક સવાલ
Okay.
અને તમને મળશે 5 સેકન્ડ.
Okay.
અને તમારે 5 સેકન્ડમાં મને કહેવાનું છે કે એનો જવાબ શું છે.
Okay.
આ કોઈ રિડલ નથી, આ તમારો થોટ છે.
Okay.
સો what is common with you and Christopher Nolan that you have named all your projects after his work?
If you actually, I think I explained you in the earlier interview also. When this project was introduced, the name was something else, and then Stellar happened. But when my second project came, I had an option to probably put it up as Stellar 2, but I didn't really want to do that because that again would be very too cliche in the market. And then Interstellar. Interstellar was already Nolan's
Okay.
film, and it also made a lot of sense because Interstellar is on an off SBR road. Also, the meaning of Interstellar is that it peripheries the entire
That,
stellar
yeah.
star. So I think it just made sense, and I think that's how we've been going around.
So how did you meet your wife?
We met in 2009 at a friend's, like a common friend's birthday party. Yeah.
And what does she do?
So she's a NIF graduate, a textile graduate, and she has her own brand under the name of Indian Summer Creatives. And she does personalized gifting and stationeries and very niche work that she does.
Great. How would you define your individual style?
Well, very simply put, I think very simple, very classy. It's not very loud, and I think I'm much more comfortable in whatever I do and whatever I wear. And I think being very sharp is something I would define
I
myself
think you
as.
should say only one word. My style is my style.
No, I think sharp.
It's me.
Being sharp.
Yeah. One concert that you'll never forget.
A.R. Rahman. I've
In
heard him
Ahmedabad?
live, yes. I've heard him live, and I'm absolutely a fan of A.R. Rahman. So I think
So what's so good about him?
the music, again, there's a difference in music if you look at, if you listen to A.R. Rahman. It's not very typical Bollywood music, and the kind of composition in his music
Yes.
is what defines. And a music that can give you goosebumps, that's music.
So it's
that
stellar.
touches your soul.
It's stellar.
It's stellar. It's absolutely fantastic.
So what was your biggest aha moment so far?
When I got to know that my wife was expecting,
Oh, wonderful. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
What else could
How
it
not?
be? What's that one gift that you still cherish someone gave you?
a watch, always timeless.
From?
Probably any Hublot or probably a nice, any good nice watch. I think.
So
What
you
must
collect?
get? Yes.
Great. Whom do you look for your guidance, your direction, friend, philosopher, guide?
My father definitely. My mother, my father. I think everybody. To be very honest, I find and I tend to learn from everyone. Can be my driver also. Can be people working at my site also. Can be my architects also.
So
Can be my
has
engineers
there
also.
been a moment where you were lost or you feel that you're not finding your answer and somebody has just come up to you and given you this answer?
Well, it just happens sometimes, because you get stuck into something. Everybody gets stuck somewhere, but you find those answers just anonymously from somewhere, and you
So
find
is
that
there
path.
any incident that you can quote here?
Not any such incident actually, but yes, certain things that you keep on finding in different people that helps you progress. That helps you find your way ahead.
You already said, but I still want to ask you. One app, your phone, you're hooked to.
Pinterest,
You
yeah,
already
absolutely.
told me. So this was Dushyant Goswami with us. And Dushyant, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
being
much.
with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for talking to
Pleasure.
ICON
Pleasure is all
RMC.
mine. Pleasure.
And we are very happy
Pleasure.
to have you over.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
તો આ હતી આપણી વાત આઇકોનિક કોન્ક્રીટ ટોક્સ વિથ દુષ્યંત ગોસ્વામી. આઇકોન આરએમસી લઈને આવશે આવી બીજી અનેક કોન્ક્રીટ ટોક્સ તમારે માટે. એવા આઇકોન્સને જેમણે આ શહેરને ચહેરો આપ્યો છે, અર્બન ફેબ્રિક પર સાઇન કરી છે. તો ચાલો ફરી મળીશું આવતા એપિસોડ.